Hi, everyone. Welcome back to a very bright episode of 3 Good Minutes. Very sensitive eyes over here. I'm Jen. This is Ryan. We are office created at Newmark. It is June-ish. It's June. It's June, period.
It's June.
It's June, period.
Yeah, that's why we're sitting in Adirondack chairs, because summer is coming.
No, I think Memorial Day this past weekend was the official start of summer. The unofficial start of summer.
A couple more weeks till real summer.
But with that said, many offices are reopening. LA is opening June 15th, finally. And there was a very interesting article in Time the other day about how the office has evolved, what it means for the way we work in the future. We've obviously been talking a lot about that over the last few episodes, and how we kind of all got to this place from a workplace, work style, and now having the chance to actually change that. Will that happen, and what does that look like?
Yeah, if you really think about it, the office, the work environment, the pace of work has really been not really evolved much since the beginning of time, I suppose, except for the fact that
when the dinosaurs went to the office.
Except for the fact that we now bring the lines between working and living have been blurred so much because of these little computers we have in our hand all day, all the time. Other than that, it really hasn't changed much, right? The work environment was really created by men for men. And the pandemic has caused all of us to have to really rethink how that works, if it works.
It was post-World War II. It was a very strict hierarchical system by men, like Ryan said, for men, with the assumption that there was a woman at home to take care of everything else that didn't have a job. And as we all know, the burden of childcare and other household-related things during the pandemic has primarily fallen onto women. It is estimated that women have lost $800 billion of income in 2020, and that the pandemic has set back women in the workforce by 3 decades, which is really awful if you think about it.
Unless your name is Ryan Harding, in which case you've had to do both. No? Probably not the appropriate place for this.
No.
Okay, fine. We can't have women and the workforce stay stagnant and the same coming back from the pandemic. Now that many companies are going back, are planning to go back, are already back, wherever you are, wherever you live, going back to what you knew isn't going to work anymore. Not for men, not for women, and really not for just the general workforce. So what is incumbent upon companies is really trying to figure out what works for us and how do we make that work for our employees, our valuable employees, whether men or women, those with families or those planning to have families or those without families. Whatever it is, going back to what we thought was normal is not possible.
No, and we've also been working more than ever this last year. It has been proven that productivity can be good, albeit different. And it does seem to be that kind of a 3-4 day in the office, or a spread out of the kind of the hub and spoke model of the office, is what seems to be kind of rising to the top of the trends. And I think only time will tell, but we have a chance to kind of reshape the entire kind of office work model.
Adirondack chairs are weirdly not comfortable. Do you ever think about that when you
They
actually
are
sit
if
on
you're
them?
like sitting back, like with a glass of wine and a book.
Right, like
But if
on
you're
the beach.
trying to,
But if
like,
you're trying to
sit
like
up-
do a little show and stuff, like it's.
I don't think you're supposed to sit on the edge.
I don't think so
You're
either.
supposed to like lean back and be relaxed.
The other thing that's important is trying to figure out how you set up your office for what is now probably not going to be full-time all the time. Many people have said that, with very few exceptions in our world too, that they're not going to keep their office looking the same. So how do you set it up in a manner that promotes everything you're trying to accomplish and allows you to achieve the productivity and everything that you've probably studied for those of you that have built offices over the last 20 years? How do you really, keep with some of that continuity but change it for the future?
An example of that is not currently displayed here.
At home? Definitely not.
One good thing.
Oh, it's my turn.
Well, I feel like this is a long episode and we've talked a lot about this and we obviously are very passionate about the topic, but I think it's time.
There's so many good things. I mean, it is the start to summer. That's one. School will be out here in California in about 2 weeks. That's another. We're full on in the middle of baseball season. That's another. And perhaps the greatest of all of them is that vaccination rates continue to go up, which I'm very happy for and proud of, and really thrilled about. So it just feels really positive. Like it's been a long time since we had just a ton of negative news. So I'm going with positive vibes all summer as my one good thing.
On that note, I'm Jen. This is Ryan. Positive vibes all around. We will see you next week.